Is almost here, and when it comes to the joys of being around loved ones, enjoying some great food, it's also a time where we have to be cautious about our food safety. Earlier this week, I talked with Dr. Imran Ali on how to protect yourself from foodborne illnesses this time of year. Take a listen. Dr. Ali, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we hate to talk about this, but E. coli, we've been hearing a lot about recently. What do we need to know about all of this?
So the current, outbreak that just happened in organic carrots. Now, organic carrots, organic farms in general have less oversight by the USDA, these small organic farms. And they don't use pesticides. And, the thing is that probably the E. coli that we're seeing on the carrots, first of all, I want to make people know that all of those carrots have been recalled, nothing is left on the shelves, and you likely don't have it in your fridge anymore unless you bought it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And the USDA has put that on their website, so that should not be an issue. But that being said, E. coli is a bacteria that's found naturally in the soil. So when we have organic vegetables, we have to make sure that we wash them. Even though there's no pesticides, you should wash all of the vegetables. And a lot of people say, well, how about carrots? Carrots, they're hard to get the dirt off the carrots. So I recommend just peeling them.
Okay.
I mean, some people say you have to cook them. No, you don't have to cook them.
Okay.
Just washing them is
Take that
fine.
skin off.
And exactly, you can use vinegar. Vinegar, so 1 part vinegar with 3 parts water or apple cider vinegar. That actually has been shown to kill the E. coli bacteria.
Wow.
So that should be sufficient to really knock all the bacteria out.
And now do you soak it in that mixture?
You can soak it for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just 3 parts water, 1 part of vinegar, and that should do it. And also what I want to stress is the meat. So Thanksgiving, we're cooking, red meat, white meat, turkey.
Yeah.
So we should be worried about salmonella. We should be worried about listeria and E. coli. So the biggest thing I see is people cutting on the cutting board where they had the meat on there, and then they're cutting the vegetables.
The raw meat, which is the biggest issue.
Which is really bad. And something simple as just washing your hands. Such a simple thing.
Yeah.
Because, the meat can carry that bacteria, and that can carry on to the knife and whatnot. So really important also to cook your meat really well.
Yeah.
Especially you have people in your family who are older adults who have immunocompromised states. They can't have the meat rare, because that's when you run the risk of E. coli.
A heat thermometer, probably.
Heat thermometer,
a meat thermometer.
Absolutely.
Is a good way to do that.
Absolutely.
Now, washing the cutting boards, what's a thorough way to do that? Just soap and water, vinegar?
Soap and water, but the same solution that you use to wash the vegetables should be enough also for the cutting board.
Okay.
But just generally keep a separate cutting board for chopping vegetables.
Right. Keep it simple. Get 2, 1 for the raw meat, 1 for the veggies. You're in the clear. So that's a great thing for people to keep in mind as they prepare their Thanksgiving meal. Now let's talk about the unfortunate possibility. What if someone does get E. coli? What does that look like, and how do they move forward?
So we are seeing some people who were hospitalized from E. coli. E. coli bacteria is a really nasty, it gives you a nasty diarrhea. And it doesn't happen right away. It happens 4 days later. So if you have really bad gastrointestinal symptoms, let's say on Cyber Monday, that's the 4 days incubation period. Then you should really, seek some, go to your primary care physician, give them a call. And a lot of people just start taking an Imodium, or they stop the diarrhea. And that's not a good thing. Because it's the body's natural way to get rid of that E. coli. The E. coli bacteria release something called a Shiga toxin, which actually causes some damage, and your body's trying to naturally get rid of it by you going to the bathroom. So the biggest mistake I see is people taking something to stop the diarrhea, and then they don't go to the doctor, and then they get sicker. So if you're having really bad diarrhea and you're really not feeling well, about 4 days after, that's a telltale sign of E. coli food poisoning.
Okay, so good to know that, but hopefully with the tips that you gave us today, that happens to no one out there. But Dr. Ali, we really appreciate it. Really smart tips with the vinegar and the water and keeping things healthy this holiday season. We appreciate your time as always.
Thank you so much.